Welcome to Hista Sleep, a place where every gentle sound guides you toward peace, and every moment helps you drift into deep, restful sleep. I'm so glad you've joined me tonight. Let your body grow a little heavier against whatever is supporting you. Feel the quiet of your room. Notice the gentle rhythm of your breathing. There is nowhere else you need to be, nothing else you need to solve, just this soft moment and the steady comfort of my voice keeping you company. Take a slow breath in through your nose, hold it for just a second, and then let it fall away, unhurried, like a feather drifting down. Again, breathing in, cool and calm, and breathing out, warm and easy. With each exhale, imagine your thoughts loosening, like knots slowly untying themselves. If there is any tension in your forehead, let it smooth. Let your jaw unclench. Let your shoulders drop. Feel your arms grow warm and loose. Your legs sinking, supported, safe. You are held. You are steady. You are ready to drift. Our story today begins on a quiet stretch of silver gray ground, far above the blue and white swirl of Earth. It begins on the surface of the moon. Picture it now, a wide, endless plain of pale dust, fine as powdered sugar. The sky above is not blue, not black in the way you see from your backyard at night. It is a deep, velvety darkness, scattered with sharp, unwavering stars. There is no wind here, no rustling leaves, no distant traffic, only stillness, so complete it feels like a gentle blanket wrapped around everything. A lone figure sits near a small rise in the lunar surface. The suit is bright against the soft gray terrain. Boots rest in the dust. When they shift even slightly, there is the faintest crunch, a delicate sound like pressing into fresh snow. Lunar dust is ancient, untouched for ages. Each step leaves a mark that could last for years. Far in the distance, the horizon curves gently. The moon is smaller than Earth, and you can sense that curve, subtle but real. Above it, just beginning to lift, is something familiar, a glow of blue and white. The figure is not in a hurry. There is no rush here. Inspired by the quiet courage of explorers from NASA and the first human landing during Apollo 11, this moment carries a peaceful echo of history. But tonight, it is not about achievement. It is about stillness. The astronaut lowers themselves to sit fully on the cool ground. The dust compresses softly beneath them. They look up as Earth rises higher, turning slowly. Swirls of clouds move across vast oceans. Sunlight touches the curve of continents. From here, the planet looks small, delicate, a marble suspended in black velvet. If these quiet tales are helping you drift off, a gentle like or a silent subscribe would mean the world. It helps this sleepy corner of the internet reach others who need a little calm too. I always wonder, where in the world are you listening from right now? If you're still awake, leave a whisper of a comment, maybe your city and the time on your clock. It's a beautiful thing, this quiet little global gathering, all connected through stories and stillness. Now, let's set the mood, dim the lights, maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum, and get comfortable. And as you settle even deeper, return with me to the moon. The astronaut tilts their helmet slightly, watching Earth continue its slow ascent. There is no sound in the usual sets. Space does not carry it. Inside the suit, there is only the faint hum of life support, a steady whisper of air cycling, the soft rhythm of breath. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Imagine that you are there now. You feel light. The moon's gravity is gentle, only a fraction of what you know. If you press your hand into the dust, it leaves a perfect imprint. If you push yourself upward, you rise slowly, almost floating, before drifting back down. Each movement is unhurried, like moving underwater in a warm, calm sea. The surface stretches in every direction. Craters large and small form quiet bowls of shadow. Some are sharp and new, others are softened by time. The sunlight falls without atmosphere to scatter it, so the shadows are deep and clear, light and dark, silver and black. The astronaut decides to stand again, carefully. The boots lift, and once more there is that gentle crunch. Dust clings lightly, coating the soles. Each step is deliberate, slow, balanced. They walk a short distance to a small ridge. It is not high, just enough to offer a slightly wider view. From here, Earth is fully above the horizon now, bright, alive, turning. Think about that movement. The entire planet spinning, oceans shifting, clouds drifting, day becoming night and night becoming day. All of it happening quietly, steadily, without needing your attention. You do not have to manage it. You do not have to hold it together. It simply turns. Let that idea settle into you. The world keeps moving. The tides keep rising and falling, and you are allowed to rest. The astronaut sits again, this time leaning back slightly, supported by the gentle slope of the ridge. The suit creases softly. The helmet reflects a tiny, curved image of Earth. Blue within, gold within black. There is something deeply calming about distance. From here, cities are invisible. Roads cannot be seen. Worries are too small to make out. Borders do not exist. There is only one sphere, floating, fragile and whole. The astronaut raises a gloved hand and slowly waves at the distant planet. It is a small, private gesture. No one sees it. No one needs to. It is simply a quiet acknowledgement of home. Imagine yourself breathing in that stillness. Even without air outside the suit, there's a sense of spaciousness. Nothing presses on you. Nothing demands your response. You are suspended in a vast, gentle silence. Your body, resting where you are now, can begin to mirror that quiet. Your breathing grows slower. Your heartbeat is steady. Thoughts that were sharp begin to soften at the edges. Above the astronaut, stars shine without flickering. On Earth, stars seem to twinkle because of the atmosphere. But here, they are constant points of light, steady, unwavering, ancient. The astronaut leans their head back further, gazing straight up. There is no up or down in space in the way we think of it. Only orientation, only perspective. From this angle, Earth is just another bright body among many. Special, yes, but also part of something much larger. A shooting star crosses the darkness in the far distance. Perhaps a tiny meteoroid burning as it grazes some unseen atmosphere elsewhere. A brief streak, then gone. The universe continues, calm and immense. The astronaut closes their eyes for a moment. Inside the helmet, darkness becomes softer. The hum of the suit becomes more noticeable. A gentle, mechanical lullaby. Inhale, exhale. The moon beneath them is ancient rock, shaped by impacts and time. It has witnessed billions of years of quiet orbit. It does not rush. It does not worry. It circles Earth faithfully, patiently. You can almost feel that slow orbit now, not as motion, but as a subtle awareness. You are part of something moving gracefully through space, carried along without effort. The astronaut opens their eyes again and watches Earth's clouds shift. A storm system swirls over an ocean. Sunlight glints off the sea. Night creeps across a continent. City lights beginning to sparkle faintly. So much life is contained in that small sphere. So much sound, so much motion. And yet, from here, it is serene. The astronaut rests their hands on their knees. Dust coats the gloves in a fine layer. If they brush it away, it floats briefly before settling again. Even gravity here feels relaxed. Time stretches. Minutes feel wide and open. There is no ticking clock, only observation, only presence. Imagine that your own thoughts are like that lunar dust. When you move, they stir. When you become still, they settle gently back into place. The astronaut decides to lie back fully now. Slowly, carefully, they lower themselves onto the soft regolith. The surface is firm beneath the dust, but not uncomfortable. They look up at the black sky and let Earth remain in their peripheral vision. From this position, it almost feels as if they are floating, cradled between the moon and the stars. And as you listen, You might begin to feel that cradling too, supported by your bed or chair, held by gravity. Safe in this quiet pocket, the astronaut folds their hands over their chest. Breath continues, steady, calm. The hum of the suit blends with the imagined hum of a distant spacecraft in orbit, waiting patiently, no urgency, just quiet readiness. The astronaut remains lying on the cool lunar surface, gazing upward. There is no breeze to brush against the suit, no rustle of fabric beyond the faint shift of movement inside. Stillness here is complete. It feels ancient. It feels kind. Earth hangs above like a lantern in the dark. Blue oceans, white clouds, hints of brown and green. The sunlight along its curve creates a soft halo. From this distance, it looks peaceful, quiet, whole. Imagine that glow washing over you now. Not bright or sharp, but gentle, a calm light that asks nothing of you. A light that simply exists. The astronaut slowly lifts one arm and lets it fall back again, watching how the motion feels lighter than it would on Earth. Even that small action is unhurried. Everything here encourages patience. If they push themselves slightly upward, they could rise in a long, floating arc. They know this from training, from the careful practice that prepared them for this journey, from the legacy of NASA explorers who once took their first steps during Apollo 11. But tonight, there is no need to move. There is only the joy of being still. Picture the surface stretching out around them. Craters like shallow bowls, ridges catching the sunlight, tiny shadows cast by small rocks, every detail crisp in the airless environment. No haze, no distortion. Now imagine your own thoughts becoming that clear, each one visible for a moment, then gently fading into the wide openness of your mind. The astronaut turns their head slightly to the left. In the distance, the lander rests quietly. Its shape is angular and bright against the dust. It waits, patient and steady, a reminder that there is always a way home. Feel that reassurance. Whatever you are carrying, whatever tomorrow holds, there is always a return to safety. For now, this moment is enough. The astronaut lifts a hand and lets a small scoop of lunar dust run slowly through their gloved fingers. The grains fall in a soft, soundless cascade. Because there is no wind, the dust settles exactly where it lands. Nothing scatters, nothing rushes away. Imagine your worries like that dust, gently slipping through your fingers. No need to grip them, no need to hold them tight. Let them fall, let them settle. Above, Earth continues its slow rise. From this angle, you can see the curve of night sliding across one edge. City lights begin to glow faintly along the darkened side. Tiny constellations of human life flicker in the shadow. Somewhere down there, people are finishing dinner. Some are reading. Some are already asleep. Some are just beginning their day. The planet breathes in cycles of light and dark. You do not need to keep watch over it. You can rest. The astronaut gently rolls onto their side, propping themselves up on one elbow. They take in the horizon again. The moon's landscape is quiet in a way that feels almost sacred. No animals crossing the plain, no trees swaying, no oceans moving, just stone and dust and endless sky. And yet, it does not feel empty. It feels spacious, open, full of possibility. Imagine that spaciousness inside your chest, a wide, calm room where your breath moves easily in and out. Inhale slowly. Feel your ribs expand. Exhale softly. Let everything soften with it. The astronaut decides to stand once more. Slowly, they plant their boots firmly and push upward. Because of the low gravity, the motion carries them a little higher than expected. For a brief second, they float, suspended, balanced between the surface and the stars. Then they drift back down, landing with the gentlest crunch. That floating moment lingers, weightless, free. You might imagine yourself floating now, just slightly above your bed, not drifting away, just feeling lighter, as if gravity has loosened its hold just enough for you to relax completely. The astronaut takes a few slow steps along the ridge. Each step leaves a clear imprint. They pause and look back at the trail behind them, a simple path, proof of presence. You, too, have left your path through days and years, through moments both loud and quiet. And right now, you are allowed to pause along that path, to sit, to breathe. The astronaut kneels and traces a small line in the dust with one gloved finger. The mark is simple, curved, a reminder of this peaceful pause. It may remain here for a very long time, undisturbed. Above Earth is now fully clear of the horizon. It seems almost close enough to touch, though it is unimaginably far. Its slow rotation continues, steady and reliable. Notice how slow that movement is. You would not see it change in a single second. It takes patience to observe, a willingness to sit and watch. Let that patience enter your body. There is nothing urgent here, nothing that needs solving tonight. The astronaut lowers themselves to sit again, facing Earth directly. They fold their legs carefully beneath them, hands resting loosely, helmet tilted upward. Inside the suit, their breathing is calm, measured. The gentle hum continues like a quiet fan in the background. Imagine that hum blending with the soft sounds in your own room. Perhaps the faint whir of air moving, the distant murmur of night outside. These sounds are not interruptions. They are part of the lullaby. The astronaut closes their eyes once more, picturing Earth even without seeing it. They know it is there, steady, present. You do not need to see everything clearly to trust that it is there. The morning will come, the sun will rise, life will continue its rhythm. For now, there is only this quiet seat on the moon. The surface cools slowly as the angle of sunlight shifts. Shadows stretch longer. The contrast between light and dark becomes softer in feeling, even if sharp in shape. The astronaut leans back onto their hands, tilting their face toward the stars, so many of them, sharp points of white against deep black, no twinkling, just steady light traveling across unimaginable distances. Some of that light began its journey long before any human ever walked on the moon, long before Apollo 11, long before NASA existed. It traveled patiently through space, arriving here now to be seen. Let that idea comfort you. Time is vast. Moments are connected across years and centuries, and yet this one is simple, quiet, enough. The astronaut slowly lowers themselves once more onto the dust, lying flat. They stretch their arms slightly outward, as if making a snow angel in gray powder. The dust shifts beneath them, forming a soft outline. From this angle, Earth seems to hover directly above their chest, as if cradled there. Imagine holding something precious that gently, not gripping, not fearing its loss, simply supporting it with calm hands. Your breathing slows even more now. Each inhale a little deeper, each exhale a little longer. The astronaut lets their eyes close again, and for a moment there is only darkness inside the helmet. The hum, the breath, the sense of being small yet safe within something immense. The moon continues its orbit. Earth continues its turn. The universe continues its quiet expansion. And you continue to drift, carried by the softness of this story, resting on your own quiet surface, watching your thoughts rise and fall like a distant blue world in a black and endless sky. The astronaut remains still, arms resting gently in the fine lunar dust. If someone could see from far above, they would notice how small the figure looks against the wide gray plain. Small yet steady, a quiet witness to something vast. Earth glows overhead, no longer rising, but holding its place in the sky. From the moon, Earth does not travel across the horizon the way our moon moves through ours. It lingers, almost fixed, a constant presence, a silent companion. Imagine having something steady like that in your own sky, something that does not rush away, something that remains calm and luminous. The astronaut slowly turns their helmet toward the horizon again. The land is textured with subtle ripples and scattered rocks. Some stones are smooth, others jagged, each one shaped by time and impact, by quiet forces that unfolded over millions of years. Nothing here happened quickly. Let that sink in. The moon was shaped by patience, by slow change, by countless gentle cycles. You are allowed to change slowly too. You are allowed to rest between impacts. You are allowed to be unfinished. The astronaut draws one knee upward and then lets it lower again, enjoying the ease of motion. In this light gravity, movements feel almost playful. There is a softness to effort. They decide to stand once more, just for a short walk. Pressing boots into dust, they rise carefully. The horizon stretches before them like a curved silver shoreline. Each step sends a faint puff of powder outward, then down. Crunch, pause, crunch, pause. That rhythm becomes like a heartbeat, not loud, not urgent, just steady. Imagine walking there, each step lighter than you expect. No sound beyond the quiet life support hum. Even your thoughts feel muffled by the vastness around you. The astronaut reaches the edge of a shallow crater and peers down. The slope descends smoothly into shadow. At the bottom, darkness pools like ink. Sunlight touches only the rim. It is beautiful in its simplicity. They imagine the first explorers who saw Earth from here, the awe, the stillness, the careful steps taken during Apollo 11, the knowledge that they were witnessing something no human eyes had seen from that perspective before. And yet, tonight, there is no rush of history, only calm appreciation. The astronaut leans back on their hands and tilts their helmet upward again. The stars seem closer somehow, crisp, infinite. You might imagine yourself lying on cool sand beside a quiet ocean at night, the sky wide above you. Take another slow breath now, in through your nose, out through your mouth. Let your body grow heavier with each exhale. The astronaut gently slides down into the crater, boots pressing into the slope. The descent is slow and controlled. At the bottom, shadows wrap around them. It is cooler here. The light is softer. They sit in the shade and look up at Earth, framed by the bright rim above. From this lower place, the planet looks even more luminous, like a lantern set against a dark ceiling. Sometimes, being lower gives you a different view. Sometimes stillness reveals what rushing cannot. The astronaut traces a small circle in the dust at their side. The powder shifts easily, then rests. They flatten the circle with a slow sweep of their glove, smoothing everything back into quiet. Imagine smoothing your own thoughts like that. No need to erase them forcefully, just a gentle pass of the hand, a soft reset. Above the rim, sunlight creeps slightly forward as time passes. Shadows shift by inches. It is almost imperceptible, but it is happening. Change without drama, motion without noise. The astronaut closes their eyes again inside the shaded crater. The darkness is deeper here. The hum of the suit is steady. Breath in, breath out. You might notice how your own breath has slowed now, how your jaw rests more easily, how your eyelids feel heavier. The astronaut imagines what Earth might sound like from here if sound could travel through space. Ocean waves, wind through trees, leaves rustling, a crackling hearth in a quiet home, distant rain tapping on a window. Though the moon has none of these sounds, the memory of them lives within the observer. You can imagine those sounds too. Soft wind through leaves, a gentle fire warming a room. The world is safe and contained. After a long, peaceful pause, the astronaut rises from the crater floor. With light steps, they climb back up the slope. The movement feels like drifting upward through water, effortless, smooth. At the rim, they turn one last time to look down at their footprints below, a temporary pattern in ancient dust. Then they step back onto the open plain. Earth remains above, glowing softly. Clouds swirl lazily across its surface. The curve of night has shifted slightly. Time has passed, though it felt almost suspended. The astronaut walks back toward the small ridge where they first sat. The lander waits in the distance, steady and patient. Nothing calls urgently. Nothing demands speed. Reaching the ridge, they sit once more, facing the blue planet, hands resting loosely on their knees, helmet angled upward. The silence feels even deeper now, familiar, comfortable. Imagine that this silence is wrapping around you like a blanket, not empty, but full of gentle space. The astronaut takes one last slow look at Earth. They lift a hand in another small wave, a quiet goodbye for now. Then they lower themselves carefully onto their back again. Dust rises slightly, then settles, arms resting at their sides, boots pointed toward the horizon. Earth shines above them. The stars remain steady. The moon carries them both in its calm orbit. And as the astronaut lies there, breathing slow and even, you might feel yourself lying just as still. Your thoughts are growing softer. Your body is warm and heavy. The vastness of space no longer feels overwhelming. It feels peaceful, spacious enough to hold every worry until it dissolves. Earth turns, the moon drifts, and you drift too deeper and deeper into rest. The astronaut remains on their back, gazing at Earth, suspended above like a calm blue lantern. Nothing pulls at them, nothing interrupts. The moon holds its silence with perfect patience. Time here feels wide, not measured in minutes, but in breaths. Inhale, exhale. Inside the helmet, there is a faint warmth from recycled air, a soft, steady circulation that brushes past their cheeks. It becomes almost like a quiet indoor breeze, the kind that moves gently through curtains in a peaceful room at night. Imagine that same gentle current moving around you now. Not cold, not distracting, just a soft presence reminding you that you are safe and breathing. The astronaut slowly raises one arm and points toward Earth. The glove looks oversized against the distant planet, as if they could cradle it in their palm. For a moment, they hold that playful illusion, Earth balanced between two fingers. Then the hand lowers again, resting softly on the dust. Above, cloud systems spiral over oceans. Sunlight glints off water. The curve of the planet glows faintly at the edge where day meets night. From this distance, there are no loud headlines, no urgent messages, only color and light and gentle rotation. Let your mind grow as distant from your worries as the astronaut is from Earth. See them shrink, see them soften. From far enough away, even the busiest city becomes just a quiet shimmer. The astronaut shifts slightly, rolling onto their side. One elbow presses into the fine powder. The dust molds easily around the suit, forming a shallow cradle. The moon seems to shape itself to support them. You might imagine your mattress or pillow shaping itself to you now, supporting every curve. The astronaut looks toward the horizon again. The lander remains still, silhouetted by distant light. It feels like a lighthouse in a silent sea, not flashing, not calling, just a presence. The astronaut gently presses their gloved hand flat against the lunar surface. The ground feels firm beneath the layer of powder. The mattress beneath you, the arm of a chair, the floor under your feet. Feel that support. Let it remind you that you are held. A long pause stretches across the plain. No movement. The stars above remain sharp and unwavering. If a thought drifts in, let it float past like a distant satellite. No need to chase it. The astronaut closes their eyes again. Behind the visor, darkness becomes velvety and soft. Even the astronaut imagines the path that brought them here, the rocket launch from Earth, the long journey through space. Each stage required precision and courage. Rest is part of every journey, the gentle orbit between one task and the next. The astronaut rolls back onto their back once more, arms loosely outstretched. If they moved their arms up and down, they would leave faint arcs, They try it slowly. One smooth sweep upward, one smooth sweep downward. The dust shifts and settles in a soft halo around them. Then stillness again. Earth's position has shifted slightly. The blue marble now sits a little higher relative to the ridge. The change is subtle. You would only notice it if you had been watching patiently. It happened gradually. The astronaut lifts their helmet slightly, as if nodding toward Earth. A silent thank you. Then they let their head rest fully back against the dust. If you imagine listening closely, you might almost hear something that is not truly there. Not sound in the air, but a sense of cosmic hush, the kind of silence that feels like a cathedral. It moves through their chest, through their shoulders, through their hands. Shadows stretch with patience. Nothing snaps from day to night in an instant. No need to force sleep. No need to chase it. Just allow it to arrive, the way light reaches a stone on the moon. Breath steady, Earth continues to turn. Somewhere far below, oceans rise and fall. Forests sway. Fires crackle in hearths. Leaves rustle in cool night air. But here, on this quiet, silver plain, there is only stillness. Your breath is calm. Your thoughts drift like distant satellites, moving farther and farther away until they are only tiny points of light in a vast, dark sky. The hum of the suit becomes a lullaby, and you, dear listener, drift gently with them, floating in the quiet orbit of rest, held in calm darkness, safe beneath a sky full of silent stars. The astronaut keeps their eyes closed, though Earth still glows above, steady and patient. Even without seeing it, they can sense its presence, a quiet blue pulse in the dark. Their breathing has become slow enough that each inhale feels like a gentle tide moving in, and each exhale like that tide slipping back out again. Nothing forced, nothing rushed. Imagine that rhythm inside you now. Inhale, cool and soft. Exhale, warm and heavy. The lunar surface beneath them feels unchanged. It does not shift or creak. It does not sigh. It simply supports ancient rock holding modern footsteps. Dust that has waited billions of years, now lightly pressed beneath a resting figure. The astronaut lifts one hand slowly and lets it hover above their chest. In the moon's gravity, even this small motion feels buoyant. The hand drifts for a second, suspended in that gentle pull before settling back down. There is something deeply calming about moving slowly enough to notice the space between actions. The astronaut rolls carefully onto their side again, facing Earth. The blue planet seems brighter against the dark now, as their eyes have adjusted. Swirls of white clouds trace quiet spirals across the oceans. A faint golden rim outlines the edge where sunlight touches the curve. From here, there is no noise of cities, no engines, no conversation, just the sight of a world turning peacefully. You might imagine floating above your own concerns in the same way, seeing them from a distance, watching them rotate slowly without stepping into them. The astronaut reaches out as if to draw a line in the sky between themselves and Earth, a connection made of light and memory. Though space stretches vast and silent between them, the bond remains. You are connected to people, to places, to moments. Even as you rest, those connections remain steady. You do not need to hold them tightly tonight. A long pause settles across the plain. If there were wind, it might brush softly across the dust. If there were trees, their leaves might whisper. If there were a hearth nearby, it might crackle gently. Instead, the moon offers its own version of comfort, pure stillness, a quiet so complete it feels like a soft room with thick walls, safe from interruption. The astronaut decides to sit up one last time. Slowly, they press their palms into the dust and lift themselves. The motion is smooth and unhurried. They sit cross-legged, facing Earth directly. The horizon curves gently on either side, forming a shallow bowl of silver land beneath a black sky. Earth hovers above the center of that bowl, luminous and whole. The astronaut rests their hands on their knees and straightens their back. For a moment, they simply observe. No analysis, no checklist, just presence. Try that now. Let your body be still. Notice the weight of your arms, the softness beneath you, the quiet in your room. The astronaut tilts their helmet slightly to one side, as if listening. There is nothing to hear beyond the steady hum of the suit. And yet, in that hum, there is reassurance. Systems functioning, air flowing, life continues. Your own body hums in its way. Your heart is beating. Your lungs expand and release. Quiet systems working on your behalf, even while you sleep. The astronaut lowers their gaze from Earth to the dust in front of them. They draw a small, simple shape with one finger, a circle, a reminder of the planet above. Then they gently smooth it away, returning the surface to its untouched state. Not every mark needs to remain. Not every thought needs to linger. Earth shifts slightly in the sky as time continues its calm passage. The astronaut watches until their eyelids grow heavy again. They ease themselves back down onto the ridge, lying flat once more, arms resting comfortably, legs extended. The suit presses lightly into the powder, leaving a final imprint. Above, Earth shines like a guardian light. The stars remain fixed and steady. The moon carries them in its quiet orbit, around home. The astronaut lets their breathing slow even further. Inhale, exhale. The hum of the suit blends with the vast hush of space until it feels like a single, continuous tone. You might imagine that tone surrounding you now, a soft, endless note that smooths every sharp edge of thought. A sound so gentle it barely feels like sound at all. The astronaut allows their body to become completely still. No more shifting, no more walking, just resting on ancient ground beneath an endless sky. And as they rest, Earth continues its calm rotation. Clouds drift, oceans shimmer. Night moves across continents, all without effort. You do not need to guide the turning of your world tonight. You only need to rest. The lunar night will come slowly. Shadows will lengthen. The light will soften. And the astronaut will remain here a little longer, breathing quietly, wrapped in silver dust and starlight. And you, dear listener, can let yourself sink fully now. Sink into your pillow. Sink into the calm darkness behind your eyes. Let your thoughts grow distant and faint, like Earth seen from the moon. Small, peaceful, turning gently in the quiet. Stay here as long as you like. The moon is steady. The stars are constant, and sleep is already drawing closer, soft and certain, ready to carry you the rest of the way.